Pretty lit.
I really gotta take it easy with these.
Oh,
Yeah, man, if you like that short, you were like,
what level am I? I can't see.
I'm like
I'm pretty
79.
Pretty sure I'm level 32.
I'm like level 79, Carmine.
You mean tier 79?
Level 79.
Level 79. Are you sure about that?
I'm joking. I'm at level like 50 though. I'm not gonna lie. 50 or 59.
After this game, I'm gonna put it to normal duos so I can check. Just we don't have to play a game.
But then you're gonna put it back after though?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it to check my level. I don't know what level I am, to be honest.
That's messed up.
What happened?
I was watching a video of this guy. The cop said, "Put your weapon down." This super glue came off the gun, so he couldn't take it off his hand, and the cop shot him.
Wow.
Sleeping?
No one's laughing, sweetie.
Well, you didn't let me get through it.
All right, talk about me.
y'all better not be having sex in my shower.
We're having sex and filming it.
That's it, I'm rearranging the furniture. Don't you dare try and stop me, you
You getting pussy?
Put down that pen, you're drawing the dicks faster than I can scrub them.
Well, maybe you should stop using my cum rag. I got this friend who thinks he's really smart. And he tries to
Tell
tell
them
me.
about the time that you fingered your butthole when you were 6.
You're embarrassing me. Why do you gotta bring that up
You
every
weren't
time?
embarrassed when you were sucking off these tits. He's sucking off.
How do you say the word? I think she's a cunt.
Yeah, now hit him with your period. And then hit him with I've been scooped clean. Oh my god, what the fuck is happening here?
We're making a porno, you jizz target.
Don't you know straight porns are fucking gross?
There are treasures and they keep us from ending it all.
Where have I heard that before? They're my treasures and they keep me. That's right, we don't need to see the whole thing. You guys, I have been talking out my ass this whole time. I need to loosen up. I might be liberal, but I'm still capable of being a hypocrite.
Come over here and make a little porn with us.
Fuck it, let's do it together. Yeah! Kathleen, get down here! You know, I learned something special this lesbian evening. Sometimes letting go of your morals can be the only way to bond with those you love.
Carmine, look how many minutes we've been waiting.
I know.
Necessity is the mother of invention. Funny thing is, there are scenarios when these wacky ideas actually work. Canine units are effective at two thieves. The reasoning behind this is because the vagus nerve, the one responsible for neglected road projects, cross legs movement. There is an old saying that it was fixed. The protest was successful. The local authorities with leftovers getting the money, saving the lives of soon-to-be born children. The local authorities. They declared that they will abstain themselves from any spots. Total win-win. Pot growers got more money, while pigs
Actually, I'm ready. Ready back up, Carmine.
Hey, disconnect me from running. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get me a drink. I'm thirsty.
I guess that would be true. He's really reaching back there. Oh! Oh shit. Okay, I got it. I don't remember this! Wait, well, okay, hold on. A lot of their ponds are just for the sake of making a pond, but what in the world are cartons of milk going to possibly do with the human? Okay, I got it. Yo, are they gonna take him home and eat him? I'm just saying, what?
Power down before takeoff. Thank you.
Welcome aboard Magic Airlines. This is your,
And rear of the plane. Please turn off all electronic devices during your time. Please to an emergency, an oxygen mask will be sent from your own. Will you like to pull up Magic Airlines appreciate your attention. Thank
Oh,
you.
man, this is taking forever. 4 minutes we went waiting in the lobby.
Eventually, death comes for obvious reasons. A real-life story. The bishop lives on. This person survived death not once, not twice, but 5 times. Shlemen Barduni is the Bishop of Baghdad, Iraq, a war-torn country ranked the 2nd most dangerous place in the world for Christians to live after North Korea. In his first brush with death in 2006, Bishop Barduni was held up and gunpoint in his car, but managed to escape. He lost control of his vehicle, but managed to avoid crashing, somehow surviving. On another occasion, a few years later, he was waiting in traffic when a car bomb exploded behind him, the shockwaves lifting him up into the air. Miraculously, he wasn't harmed, and then survived another bomb attack while he was eating his lunch. On another occasion, his car was strafed with machine gun fire, as nervous security forces mistook him for a terrorist. He survived by curling up in the footwell of his vehicle until a group of Iraqi Muslims came to his aid and took him to safety. Despite the violence, the Bishop of Baghdad refused to leave the country and has continued to serve his community through 15 years of war and persecution. For him and so many others, death became a normal part of life since the U.S. invaded in 2003 and threw the country into chaos. For Bishop Barduni, the reason for his survival is clear. God has given him a job to do, and he
Come on, we're fighting in the back.
Plane crash survival. On
I'm
Christmas.
picking. I'm feeling salty. How about you?
Salty? Fatal seems more of a better spot.
Let's go Fatal then. Yeah, because it's more of a high drop and salty's way too small, and it's probably gonna be packed.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
And it's probably gonna be so packed we're gonna have nowhere to go.
Go blue house. I said blue house. I'll go long one. Go long one. Go long one.
What the heck?
You were
out in the sky.
You were going towards Longhorn. So I just figured we might as well go get that.
I landed on a pop. I did. I'm gonna get it. Ooh,
landed on a silence. Got a silence pistol.
Got a
Spare. Oh, I got a. Oh, never mind. Got a blue SMG. That was a blue pump.
Llama!
What?
Llama!
Spare mini. I see it.
Oh, I just got a gold score. What is my luck?
Just drop me like half brick or half metal.
Here you go.
Can you drop me a little bit of light bullets? Because that's the only thing I have. Hit him 18 out the sky.
There you go. Here, come here.
I see it. Some kid was gliding, I hit him for 18.
God, we didn't have any sweat vest.
Oh, you don't say. Look at this one.
I'm throwing clingers. I'm throwing clingers.
23 white.
Kobe.
There's a whole team in the background. Nice knock. I think he has a shotty.
Oh gosh, I'm getting pistol whipped by a lead agent.
He dipped into the field. He's right here.
Come on, we popped off.
Let's go.
I lasered him and you finished him. That's teamwork.
Quick bops, baby. I saw a team in the background whenever we first fought those first two people. Oh yeah, I see him. Rocks.
Hold up, come on, I'm popping his big.
Oh, how much? AR. I got 41. Alright, collapse. Oh, look at him.
Let's go. Whoa.
They're going to that drop.
After we kill them, I want to drop.
By the time we finish fighting the drop, we'll probably... Oh, they're at those rocks. Go B.
I missed.
Woo!
You just got mean. I'd rather it be me. Buddy, you ain't gotta build a freaking mansion. Kid, you ain't gotta build a mansion.
Then launch pad out. Never heard of that one.
We get that you want to be the next Tifu, but golly. That being offensive to Tifu. I mean that by want to be the best. I'm opening the
This kid is insane!
Come on, come get these heals.
I'm literally just spam building when it's not working out.
They bouncing.
Oh, I heard that headshot. What heals? You got heavy bullets? I got one. Oh, shoot, I see him. Yeah, go to the mean pad. Haven't said that word in a hot while. Alright, these kids about to get clapped.
I'll be back.
Did he just...
Carmine, I'm back.
Alright, so I watched them. They flanked towards the little cabin by Salty, or the, like by Sniper Tower. Look right in front of us. Don't engage though. Cause like once we shoot at them, this team, we're probably third party.
I don't see them.
Look, they're right in front of us, both of them. An 89 blue and one. Wow! What a tough guy! What a tough guy! Oh my god, bro! They're just chilling! Oh my god.
The passengers died in the crash. The sole survivor was 17-year-old Julianne Kopke, who had fallen 10,000 feet into the Peruvian rainforest. As she regained consciousness, she first became aware of her injuries, gashes all over her body and a concussion, and then the awful realization that she was alone in the jungle, with her mother who she had been traveling with nowhere to be seen. Incredibly, she spent the next 11 days fighting for her life and crawling through the jungle in search of help. Her survival was thanks to a nearby stream where she found water and scraps of food she found in the luggage of dead passengers. Remembering what her father had told her, she followed the water downstream in the hope of finding civilization. But as the days went on, she became weaker and began to lose hope of rescue. It was only when she had accepted death that she finally stumbled across a group of missionaries who saved her. Number 8. The Nail of Death. Imagine feeling as though every heartbeat brought you closer to death. Doug Bergeson didn't have to imagine, as one day when he was doing a bit of DIY, he had an unexpected meeting with the Reaper. His wife was out, and he was working on restructuring the fireplace using a nail gun to attach the framing. But one quick slip-up sent the nail ricocheting off the fireplace straight into his chest, hitting his heart, missing a major artery by 1/16 of an inch. He felt the nail move with his heartbeat before he'd even realized what had happened. Before panic set in, Doug coolly assessed the situation and decided it would be quickest to drive himself 15 miles to the hospital without pulling out the nail. Luckily for him, this was the right call, and the hospital staff were able to remove the nail and repair the damage. They were amazed at how calm Doug stayed throughout this incredibly close call, showing that it's possible to not only stare death in the face, but to do so and not even blink. Number 7. The Imaginary Armed Robbery. Having your business robbed is a terrifying experience, and there's no way of knowing how you'd react when it happens. But this next survivor hatched the perfect plan, as he was faced with a situation that could have ended up very differently. Saeed Ahmed works at an Egyptian-style kebab restaurant in New Zealand and was just finishing up his evening's work one night when a would-be armed robber entered the store. It was nearly closing time, and Ahmed was on his own as the masked man approached him, pulled out a gun, and demanded he hand over his day's takings. But rather than paying, Ahmed continued preparing food for customers and serving it, completely ignoring the robbery. A customer even walked up to the counter, stepping around the gunman to grab his food. Amazingly, the shopkeeper didn't even acknowledge the situation and just walked to the back of the restaurant to call the police, at which time the confused gunman ran for it. It was a high-stakes gamble, but it paid off, and Ahmed is now well known in his town as a hero. Number 6. George Orwell's War. Many people know George Orwell as the author of the dystopian novels 1984 and Animal Farm, but few know that he served as a journalist in the Spanish Civil War. The Spanish Civil War was waged between 1936 and 1939 and pitched a coalition of anarchists, communists, and leftists against the fascist army of General Franco. Orwell spent time on the battlefield documenting and writing about turning points in the war, as well as fighting alongside the anarchists. During his time spent on the battlefield, he was shot twice, once in the throat, a wound so severe he didn't expect to survive, let alone talk again. His second brush with death came later in the conflict, as the communists turned on their old anarchist comrades. Orwell and his wife Eileen managed to escape Spain at the last possible moment, a decision that no doubt saved their lives. After this, he decided he needed a change in career and settled into life as a writer. Well deserved, in my opinion. Number 5. Sully Sullenberger. This next death-defying not only cheated his own demise, but saved 155 people and became a household name in the process. On January 15, 2009, Sully took off from New York City's LaGuardia Airport on a routine flight to Charlotte, North Carolina. As the plane was ascending, a flock of geese was sucked into the jet engines, resulting in a catastrophic and total loss of engine power. As Sully assessed the situation, he realized he wouldn't have time to return to LaGuardia or make it to any of the neighboring airports.
This is kind of a Loot Lake drop, but I don't know. We can go Dusty.
I jumped so much.
Alright. Let's go factories. I'm just feeling factories. It's too hot to go middle. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, go factories. Which one? Big or little?
I'm gonna go for little, cause no, I'm gonna go for big. They got a purple gun untouched.
Alright, I'm landing there. Land on the hunting rifle. No. No.
Yeah.
Drop it.
You ain't see nothing.
What was the purple gun? Here. Give me the, you know what? Call this hunting rifle. Close enough.
You could have it. I don't want that.
I have one already. Don't break this!
I knew I was joking with you.
Thing was almost broken.
Hold up, my mom just called me. Since we safe, you know.
Without crashing into a building and killing many, many more people. As the plane's altitude dropped, Sully made the unprecedented decision to land in the Hudson River. The passengers feared for their lives as the plane made an emergency landing on the surface of the water, just off Midtown Manhattan. Thankfully, the plane stayed afloat long enough for passengers to escape onto the wings before being rescued. Thanks to Sully's heroic decision-making and flying skills, he managed to save the lives of everyone on board. He was even played by Tom Hanks in a hit Hollywood movie made about his dramatic survival story. Number 4. The Final Frontier. Imagine a world without Star Trek. Well, this alternate dimension almost merged with ours if it hadn't been for the vision of Star Trek's creator, Gene Roddenberry. Not many people know this, but Roddenberry used to be in the United States Air Force, and in 1947 was working as the third officer on a commercial flight from Karachi in Pakistan to Istanbul, Turkey. The flight, Pan Am 121, ran into difficulty over the Syrian desert, and one of the engines caught fire. The plane dropped from the sky and crashed, killing 15 people. Roddenberry survived and pulled the dead and injured from the burning aircraft. Alone, wounded, and lost in the desert, the remaining crew and passengers were in an impossible situation, and the death toll would have certainly increased had it not been for the Star Trek creators' good eyesight and determination to survive. Far off in the distance, Roddenberry saw a tiny light, so small nobody else had noticed it. With the help of some other survivors, he led the group to the light's source, which turned out to be a Syrian military base, where they found help. Shortly after the disaster, he quit his flying job to pursue his dream of writing, and to boldly go where no man has gone before. Number 3. Surviving twice in a day. Surviving one major accident is astonishing, but what about 2? For Robert Evans, one day in September 2008 will always be remembered as both lucky and incredibly unfortunate. Robert Evans was homeless and slept under the stars in Boulder, Colorado.
One morning while riding his bike, he was the victim of a hit-and-run attack at a busy junction. He was rushed to the hospital and was looked over by doctors, who all agreed he was in remarkably good condition, considering he'd just been hit by a car. Upon discharge, Evans was cycling back to his camp when he decided to take a shortcut across a bridge. Seeing the Santa Fe coal train approaching, Evans made the mistake of thinking he had enough time to quickly cross the bridge before the train. This was a costly error, and the train was going faster than he thought, striking Evans and sending him flying off the bridge and into a nearby creek. But again, Evans survived. Police later reprimanded him for trespassing on the bridge, as it wasn't intended for pedestrian use. But I think it's fair to say he earned his new status as a local celebrity. Number 2. Escaping a boulder's path. From the town in Colorado to a very different kind of boulder, this time in the sleepy Italian countryside. It had been a day like any other for the inhabitants of a 300-year-old farm in the hills of northern Italy. But on that night in 2014, 2 giant boulders, approximately 4,000 cubic meters of rock, became dislodged from the hill behind the farm and rolled at high speeds towards the homestead and its sleeping occupants. As they rolled down the massive cliff, they smashed through everything in their path, with the first boulder narrowly missing the main building and completely destroying the adjacent barn. But the second boulder came even closer to causing a tragedy as it headed directly towards the building. Miraculously, the rock slowed and ultimately stopped, mere inches away from the farmhouse. The home is owned by the Catholic Church and houses multiple members of the religious Servite order. Although there's been speculation a rockfall could happen again, it's hard to argue that God wasn't on their side that night. Number 1. Tsunami at sea. Tsunamis are one of nature's deadliest events, and they can devastate huge areas of land with little warning, and unless there's high ground very nearby, there's often no escape. Tsunamis are caused by earthquakes under the sea, which cause a section of the seafloor to suddenly jolt upwards. Underwater movements cause a huge wave on the surface, which in turn begins to move across the ocean towards any country unlucky enough to be in its path. Most of tsunamis affect Asian nations like Indonesia and Japan, both of which have lost many tens of thousands of people to tsunamis since 2004. This rippling chain reaction can create skyscraper-high walls of water that speed up as they reach shallower waters near land. As they're so fast-moving, they're incredibly hard to predict and can wipe out an entire town or island in a matter of minutes. Now imagine being at sea and encountering a tsunami. Well, the only thing you can do is point your ship directly at the beast and just hope for the best. And that's exactly what the crew of this Japanese Coast Guard vessel did during the Tohoku tsunami of 2011. These men were lucky they were in such a large boat that allowed them to roll over the wave, as had they been in a smaller vessel, the outcome could have been very different. So, which of these near misses do you think is the most impressive? Have you been in one yourself? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.
This is the state's case against Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
She's got paraplegia, epilepsy, heart murmur, and she's allergic to sugar. Everything I do for her.
My mom is my best friend. All she wants to do is keep me safe. Gypsy!
Have you been able to confirm the girl's medical history?
Which part?
Any of it?
That's what being a mom is. Never being sure you're doing the right thing, but doing it anyway.
I'm with the Children's Division of Missouri Social Services.
I'm open. Gypsy's got the mind of a 7-year-old.
How old are you?
Oh, she's 15, born in 1995.
I thought you said I was born in 1993.
I'm just going to ask you a few questions, all right? Can you read?
Do you love me?
What are you giggling about? I've met my Prince Charming. Hi.
I never once disrespected my mama the way you do.
I'm so trapped. You keep telling me, Mom.
You can tell me.
Nobody's gonna ever do more for you than I do.
She's never gonna let us be together.
Sooner or later, everybody knows everything about everyone.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard, how do you plead?
Hi everyone. There are many questions that have been, and today, sank in the Atlantic Ocean due to a collision with an iceberg on April 15, 1912, on its way from Southampton to New York. There were more than 2,200 people on board, including the crew, and only about 700 passengers managed to survive. There were many reasons behind the disaster, but today we're not talking about that. Today's question is why are
From bundles of rats to ancient dolls, here are 10 of the most bizarre discoveries that science cannot explain. From creepy creatures in the mountains while they were digging in the sand, described by some as a mummified demon spawn, it's not entirely clear what creature it is. With the age of the region, could it be a dinosaur? Or perhaps a more recent creature like a sable or a pine marten, members of the weasel family? It was found in the Murninsky district of the Sakha Republic, in a region known for the large number of diamonds that can be found there. The sands have been dated to the Mesozoic era more than 66 million years ago, and pretty often reveal ancient fossils and things, but no one knew quite what to make of this particular discovery. They think it could be some type of mummified mammal, even like a young wolverine. Its small body and deadly-looking skull means it could conceivably be any of those suggestions, but further tests are needed to know for sure. The specimen was taken to the regional capital of Yakutsk to try and understand more, but as of yet, no results have been published. Number 9. Megalithic monuments. Deep within the Caucasus Mountains of Russia near Sochi are thousands of strange structures that archaeologists are still struggling to understand.